Let's go. What do you think? All of Am Yisrael should be getting on into the planes. El Al, JetBlue, this blue, that blue. Every flight goes to Eretz Yisrael. Why? Mashiach is here. Before Achashverosh took power, Cyrus was a king, and he decided, you know what? Let me be the leader that the prophet Isaiah talked about 200 years before, and build a Bet HaMikdash, even though he was a goy. Let me be the tool. It actually said his name in the Torah. 200 years before he did, he decided, let's start and build a Bet HaMikdash. So Am Yisrael, I want to build a Bet HaMikdash. What do you think? If somebody said right now, listen guys, Mashiach is here. The first Bet HaMikdash was destroyed. There's a nevuah, there's a prophecy, there's going to be a second Bet HaMikdash. Okay, we're going to build it. We're starting now, which is, to us, Mashiach arrived. Let's go. What do you think? All of Am Yisrael should be getting on into the planes. El Al, JetBlue, this blue, that blue. Every flight goes to Eretz Yisrael. Why? Mashiach is here. We've been waiting for 2,000 years. Rabotai Ayekarim, the reality was, people didn't want to go. What do you mean they didn't want to go? Out of millions of Jews around the world that heard the news that they're building the Bet HaMikdash, only 42,000 went to Eretz Yisrael. Why? The rest of them liked being among the non-Jews. They liked their life. They liked eating pizza in Italy. They liked to eat Chinese food in China. They liked talking politics at the White House. They liked it. They don't want to change. They want to stay in Egypt. What's the problem? Mashiach is here though. That's his problem. I think that in my opinion, if the Mashiach arrived today, I think we wouldn't be too different. Which is one of the reasons why we're obligated to learn Megillat Esther every year. It's not because the story changed. It's because we haven't learned it enough. If we did, Mashiach would actually already be here. In a good way. So now, 42,000 people show up. To prove the point further, Achashverosh takes leadership, stops the building of the Bet HaMikdash. Instead, he decides to have a celebration that the Bet HaMikdash is not being built. Why? Because there was a prophecy. They knew Torah. The Goyim knew Torah. They weren't like today's Goyim who don't know anything. Today, or the Jews sometimes also. They knew Torah. They said, listen, their prophet Isaiah said, there's going to be a new Bet HaMikdash. After 7 years, according to his calculations, 7 years have passed, even though technically it was only 62. He calculated 7 years. Okay, the Bet HaMikdash was not built. Why? I stopped it, he said. I stopped it, but the Bet HaMikdash was being built. So we should celebrate. That means that Hashem left Am Yisrael. If he left Am Yisrael, I have nothing to worry about. Let's celebrate. And in fact, let me invite a bunch of Jews to the party. Do you think that a bunch of Jews are going to show up to a party held by Hitler? No, right? But they did over here. How many of them? A bunch of them. Who? The rabbis. Mordechai is screaming at the door, no, it's Hitler, Yimach Shemo V'zichro, and his brother and his sister, he hates you. He's celebrating that the Bet HaMikdash was not built. Okay, listen, for each their own. We have to be nice, we live in their country. We have to respect the law, we live in America. What? If he's the president, he's the president, so what? If it's the rule, what do you mean, so what? It's against the Torah, you imbecile. It's against Hashem. Listen, Hashem understands. If he didn't understand, he wouldn't make it happen. They start rationalizing their sins like people rationalize the behavior of the Goyim since then. If people knew as much about the Torah as they know about the economy, or they know about the White House, and who's the president and who's not, or they know about sports and who gets what salary and who doesn't get a salary, Mashiach would be here and everybody would be tzaddikim. The problem is we're spending too much time being like the Goyim, like we did in Purim 2,500 years ago. Many of them showed up, and because they showed up, they said, listen, we have to be nice, we're living here, and look how nice they are to us. They even served us kosher wine. Look, the White House is serving kosher food now. Obviously they're coming us, they like us. White House is serving kosher food, what's the problem? They welcome us, no? Rabotai Yekarim, the White House back then also served kosher food. And then Achashverosh, Yimach Shemo V'zichro, came out with the clothing of the Kohen Gadol. celebrating, look, the Bet HaMikdash is not being built. Why? I stopped it. I'm wearing the clothes of the Kohen Gadol to show you it's finished. Just become goyim. Give it up. Give it up. And what we do as fools, and I say we because it was us. It wasn't some stranger that lived 2,000 years ago. It's us. That's why we're still here. What do? Say, okay, l'chaim. Chaim. Chashverosh. Chaim. Haman. L'chaim. Hashem says, okay, you want to say l'chaim for not building the Mikdash? I'll give you l'chaim. So when we act like goyim and we play baseball and football and basketball and sports and White House and news and stock market and all the stuff that we're not supposed to be doing, we can bring a Holocaust. That's what this whole holiday is about. Hashem says you want to be saved from this Holocaust. You want to be saved in the days of Mashiach that's going to be full of confusion. You're not going to know who's religious and who's not. Be a Shemen Zayit Zach. Not just a Shemen Zayit. Don't just be a Jew because your mom's a Jew. Don't just be a Jew because your grandfather's a rabbi. Be a Jew because you're clear. Clear of what? Clear of all of the avirot, clear of all the amalek that's in our mind that taints us to go and be a goy. Be clear of all those things. Be a clean, kosher oil. Not a touch of avodah zarah. Not on your wig and not in your behavior. Not on your money and not in your business. Shemen Zayit Zach. Don't just be a shemen. There's plenty of shemens in the world. There's 8,000. 8 billion of them. Don't be Shemen Zayit. There's 20 million of them. Be Shemen Zayit Zach. Shemen Zayit Zach. B'ezrat Hashem, you'll have blessing.
אני מברך את הרבנים, הרב ירון ראובן, הרב אפרים כחלון, ראשי ארגון בעזרת השם, שהלכו בפי עליון, שעלו מעלה מעלה, יהיה להם ברכה והצלחה, הקדוש ברוך הוא ימלא בישועות ליבם לטובה ולברכה, שבכל אשר יפנו ישכילו ויצליחו, יזכרו לעשות כאלה וכאלה, הודיעו תורה לאדירה, אמן ואמן.